Welcome to Wisdom Audiobooks. Have you ever wondered why controlling your words, thoughts, emotions, and finances is the key to a balanced and successful life? These four elements are like the pillars of a house. If one pillar weakens, the entire structure can collapse. In this audiobook, we'll explore how mastering these areas can transform your life, helping you build stronger relationships, achieve greater peace of mind, and create lasting financial stability. Introduction. The audiobook How to Control Your Mouth, Mind, Mood, and Money is written and published by Wisdom Audiobooks. Let me ask you 3 important questions. Do you often regret what you say or find yourself in conflicts because of impulsive words? Are you struggling with negative thoughts or emotional outbursts that affect your relationships and well-being? Do you feel overwhelmed by financial stress or lack of control over your spending habits? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you're in the right place. This audiobook is designed specifically for people like you, those who want to take charge of their lives and create meaningful change. As Maya Angelou once said, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better." That's exactly what this audiobook is about, helping you know better so you can do better. This audiobook is crafted with care, drawing from years of research, personal experience, and insights shared by experts around the world. My goal is simple: to empower you with practical knowledge that you can apply immediately to improve your life. In the chapters ahead, you'll learn how to speak wisely and communicate effectively, avoiding unnecessary conflicts, techniques to cultivate a positive mindset and overcome negative thinking patterns, strategies to regulate your emotions and stay calm under pressure, smart financial habits that will set you up for long-term success. This isn't just another self-help audiobook, it's a roadmap to becoming the best version of yourself. So listen carefully, take notes, and most importantly, take action. The lessons in this audiobook are designed to help you solve your problems intelligently and efficiently, paving the way for a happier, more fulfilling life. Your wisdom journey starts here. Chapter 1: How to Control Your Mouth. In this chapter, we'll explore how to master your words, because what you say can either build bridges or create walls. You'll learn practical techniques to communicate effectively and avoid unnecessary conflicts. As the ancient proverb goes, "The tongue has the power of life and death." Words are powerful tools. They can inspire, heal, and uplift, but they can also wound, destroy, and alienate. Learning to control your mouth is not just about avoiding regret. It's about creating deeper connections, fostering trust, and building a life filled with meaningful relationships. Let's dive in. 1. Understanding the power of words. 1.1. Why words matter. Words are more than just sounds or letters strung together. They carry energy, intention, and impact. Every word you speak shapes your reality and influences the people around you. Think about it. When someone says something kind to you, doesn't it brighten your day? And conversely, when someone speaks harshly, doesn't it leave a mark? Research shows that our brains respond differently to positive versus negative language. Positive words stimulate the frontal lobe, which is responsible for decision-making and emotional regulation. Negative words, on the other hand, activate the amygdala, the part of the brain associated with fear and stress. This means that every time you speak negatively, you're not only affecting others but also triggering stress responses in yourself. Consider this quote by Mahatma Gandhi: "Speak only if it improves upon the silence." These simple yet profound words remind us that silence can often be more impactful than speaking impulsively. Before you open your mouth, ask yourself, will my words add value? Will they bring clarity, comfort, or connection? If the answer is no, perhaps it's better to stay silent. 1.2. The ripple effect of words. Your words don't exist in isolation. They ripple outward, influencing everyone they touch. A single compliment can boost someone's confidence for days, while a careless remark can linger in their mind for years. Take the story of Sarah, a young woman who once worked at a marketing firm. During a team meeting, her manager casually remarked, "You always seem so quiet. Are you sure you're cut out for leadership?" Though intended as constructive criticism, those words crushed Sarah's self-esteem. For months, she doubted her abilities and hesitated to take initiative. It wasn't until another colleague encouraged her with kind words. "Sarah, your ideas are brilliant. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise," that she regained her confidence and eventually became one of the top performers in the company. This story illustrates the immense power of words. They can either lift people up or tear them down. The choice is yours. 2. Common mistakes in communication. 2.1. Speaking without thinking. One of the most common mistakes people make is speaking without thinking. Have you ever blurted out something in anger, only to regret it later? We've all been there. But impulsive speech can damage relationships, harm reputations, and even cost opportunities. For example, imagine being in a heated argument with a loved one. In the heat of the moment, you might say things like, "You never listened to me," or, "I wish I'd never met you." While these words may feel justified in the moment, they rarely solve the problem, and they often make things worse. The key here is to pause before you speak. As Abraham Lincoln famously said, "Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt." Pausing gives you time to reflect on whether your words are necessary, helpful, and respectful. 2.2. Using negative language. Another mistake is using negative language, such as criticism, sarcasm, or blame. While it's natural to express frustration, doing so in a destructive way can erode trust and create resentment. For instance, instead of saying, "Why do you always forget to clean up after yourself?" try framing it positively. "It would mean a lot to me if you could help keep the kitchen tidy." Notice how the second version focuses on solutions rather than problems? This approach fosters cooperation instead of defensiveness. Negative language doesn't just affect others, it affects you too. Studies show that people who frequently use negative words experience higher levels of stress and lower overall happiness. By choosing positive language, you not only improve your relationships but also enhance your own well-being. 2.3. Interrupting others. Interrupting is another communication pitfall that many people fall into. When you interrupt someone, you send the message that their thoughts aren't important. Over time, this behavior can strain relationships and make others feel undervalued. To avoid interrupting, practice active listening. Focus fully on what the other person is saying without planning your response while they're still talking. Nod occasionally, maintain eye contact, and use verbal cues like, "I see," or "go on," to show that you're engaged. Remember, listening is just as important as speaking, if not more so. 3. Practical tips for better communication. Now that we've explored some common mistakes, let's move on to actionable strategies for improving your communication skills. 3.1. Pause before you speak. The first step to controlling your mouth is learning to pause. Before you say anything, take a deep breath and ask yourself 3 questions. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? If the answer to any of these questions is no, reconsider whether you should say it. This simple exercise can prevent countless misunderstandings and regrets. 3.2. Practice active listening. Active listening is a skill that requires patience and focus. Here's how to do it effectively. Give the speaker your full attention. Put away distractions like your phone or laptop. Avoid interrupting, even if you disagree with what's being said. Reflect back what you've heard to ensure understanding. For example, "So what I'm hearing is that you feel overwhelmed because..." By practicing active listening, you'll not only improve your relationships but also gain valuable insights into others' perspectives. 3.3. Use positive language. Positive language creates a supportive environment where people feel valued and respected. Instead of focusing on problems, highlight solutions. For example, instead of saying, "This project is a disaster," try, "Let's identify the areas we can improve." Instead of saying, "You're wrong," try, "Here's another perspective to consider." Small changes in wording can make a big difference in how your message is received. 3.4. Apologize when necessary. No matter how careful you are, there will be times when you say something hurtful. When this happens, don't hesitate to apologize sincerely. A genuine apology shows humility and strengthens relationships. Use phrases like, "I'm sorry for what I said earlier. That wasn't fair to you. I realize my words may have hurt you, and I truly regret that." Remember, apologizing isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. 4. Real-life examples and exercises. 4.1. Case Study: The Power of Thoughtful Speech. Let me share a real-life example of someone who transformed their life through mindful communication. Meet James, a middle-aged man who struggled with anger management. He often snapped at his family and coworkers, leaving them feeling hurt and resentful. One day, his wife gave him an ultimatum. "Either you learn to control your temper or we're done." Determined to save his marriage, James began attending therapy sessions focused on emotional regulation and effective communication. He learned to pause before reacting, to express his feelings calmly, and to listen actively. Over time, his relationships improved dramatically. His wife noticed the change and told him, "You're a completely different person now, and I love it." James's story proves that change is possible with dedication and effort. You too can transform your communication style if you commit to practicing these principles. 4.2. Practical exercise: the pause and reflect technique. Now that we've discussed the importance of pausing before speaking, let's dive into a practical exercise you can start using today. It's called the pause and reflect technique. Here's how it works. 1. Step 1. Recognize the trigger. Whenever you feel the urge to speak impulsively, whether out of anger, frustration, or excitement, pause for 3 seconds. This brief moment allows your brain to catch up with your emotions. 2. Step 2. Ask yourself key questions. During this pause, ask yourself, will my words improve the situation? Am I speaking out of emotion or logic? How will the other person feel after hearing what I say? 3. Step 3. Choose your words carefully. After reflecting, decide whether to speak or remain silent. If you choose to speak, frame your words in a way that promotes understanding and respect. For example, imagine you're in a meeting and a colleague suggests an idea you disagree with. Instead of immediately saying, "That won't work," take a deep breath and respond thoughtfully. "I see where you're coming from. Have you considered this alternative approach?" This not only demonstrates professionalism but also fosters collaboration. To make this exercise a habit, practice it daily. Start with low-stakes situations, like conversations with friends or family, and gradually apply it in more challenging scenarios, such as workplace discussions or conflicts. 5. Techniques to stay calm under pressure. Controlling your mouth isn't just about choosing the right words. It's also about managing your emotions in high-pressure situations. When stress levels rise, it's easy to lose control and say things you'll later regret. Here are some proven techniques to help you stay calm and composed. 5.1. Practice deep breathing. Deep breathing is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to regulate your emotions. When you feel overwhelmed, try this technique. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale gently through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat this cycle 3 to 5 times. You'll notice your heart rate slowing down and your mind becoming clearer. This gives you the mental space to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. As the Dalai Lama once said, "Calm mind brings inner strength and self-confidence, so that's very important for good health." By calming your mind, you create the foundation for mindful communication. 5.2. Visualize positive outcomes. Another powerful technique is visualization. Before entering a potentially stressful situation, such as a difficult conversation or a public speaking event, take a moment to imagine the outcome you want. Picture yourself speaking calmly, confidently, and respectfully. Envision the other person responding positively, and the situation resolving peacefully. Visualization primes your brain to act in alignment with your desired outcome. It also reduces anxiety by replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. 5.3. Use the 3CS framework. When faced with conflict or tension, remember the 3CS framework. Clarity. Be clear about your intentions and goals. What do you hope to achieve from this conversation? Compassion. Approach the situation with empathy. How might the other person be feeling? Courage. Stand firm in your values while remaining respectful. Don't shy away from addressing tough topics, but do so with grace. By applying these principles, you'll navigate challenging conversations with poise and confidence. 6. Overcoming the fear of silence. Many people struggle with silence during conversations. They feel compelled to fill every gap with words, fearing that silence might make them appear awkward or unprepared. However, silence can be a powerful tool if used wisely. 6.1. Why silence is golden. Silence gives both parties time to process information and reflect on what's been said. It also conveys confidence and thoughtfulness. As Ralph Waldo Emerson wisely noted, "Speech is silver, but silence is golden." Next time you're in a conversation, resist the urge to rush into speech. Allow moments of silence to exist naturally. You'll find that others often step in to share their thoughts, leading to deeper and more meaningful exchanges. 6.2. How to embrace silence. If you're uncomfortable with silence, here are a few tips to help you embrace it. Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to the present moment without judgment. Notice the sounds around you, the rhythm of your breath, and the flow of the conversation. Reframe your perspective. Instead of viewing silence as awkward, see it as an opportunity to gather your thoughts and respond more effectively. Use pauses strategically. For instance, after making an important point, pause briefly to let it sink in. This emphasizes the significance of your message. Over time, you'll grow more comfortable with silence and learn to use it to your advantage. 7. Building stronger relationships through communication. At its core, controlling your mouth is about fostering stronger, healthier relationships. Whether it's with your partner, friends, colleagues, or even strangers, mindful communication lays the groundwork for trust, respect, and mutual understanding. 7.1. The art of giving feedback. Giving feedback is an essential part of communication, but it must be done tactfully. Constructive criticism can help others grow, while harsh or vague feedback can damage morale and relationships. Here's how to give feedback effectively. Be specific, instead of saying, "You need to improve." Provide concrete examples. For instance, "Your presentation was strong, but adding more data would make it even more compelling." Focus on behavior, not personality. Avoid statements like, "You're lazy." Instead, say, "I noticed you missed the deadline. Let's figure out how to prevent that next time." Offer solutions. Pair your feedback with actionable suggestions. For example, to enhance your report, consider including visuals to support your points. By framing feedback positively, you empower others to improve without feeling attacked. 7.2. Practicing gratitude in conversations. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to negativity. Incorporating expressions of gratitude into your daily interactions can strengthen bonds and create a culture of appreciation. For instance, instead of simply saying, "Thanks for helping me," try, "I really appreciate how you took the time to assist me. It made a huge difference." These small gestures show others that you value their efforts and contributions. Research shows that practicing gratitude not only improves relationships but also boosts happiness and reduces stress. Make it a habit to express gratitude regularly, both verbally and in writing. 8. Inspiring stories, turning words into action. Let's end this section with another inspiring story that highlights the transformative power of mindful communication. Story: From Conflict to Connection. Meet Lisa, a high school teacher who struggled with classroom management. Her students were unruly, and she often found herself yelling at them out of frustration. One day, a student named Mark stormed out of class after Lisa scolded him for talking back. Feeling defeated, Lisa decided to seek advice from a mentor. Her mentor suggested a simple yet profound shift. Instead of focusing on discipline, focus on connection. Start each class by asking your students how they're doing, her mentor advised. Show genuine interest in their lives. Lisa followed this advice. She began each lesson with a quick check-in, asking questions like, "How was your weekend?" Or, "Is there anything you'd like to share today?" At first, the students were skeptical, but over time, they opened up. They started seeing Lisa not just as a teacher but as someone who cared about them. The transformation was remarkable. Discipline issues decreased, engagement increased, and Lisa felt more fulfilled in her role. Years later, Mark returned to thank Lisa. "You changed my life," he told her. "Because of you, I learned that my voice matters." This story reminds us that words have the power to heal, inspire, and connect. By choosing your words carefully, you can create lasting impact, not just in your own life but in the lives of others. 9. Additional strategies for effective communication. To further enhance your ability to control your mouth, let's explore a few more advanced strategies that can take your communication skills to the next level. 9.1. Mastering nonverbal communication. While words are important, nonverbal cues, such as body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice, play an equally critical role in communication. In fact, studies show that up to 93% of communication is nonverbal. This means that how you say something often matters more than what you say. Here's how to improve your nonverbal communication. Maintain eye contact. Eye contact conveys confidence and attentiveness. However, avoid staring, which can make others uncomfortable. Use open body language. Keep your arms uncrossed, lean slightly forward, and nod occasionally to show engagement. Match your tone to your message. If you're delivering positive news, use a warm and enthusiastic tone. For serious topics, adopt a calm and measured tone. For example, imagine you're apologizing to a friend. Saying, "I'm sorry," with a sincere tone and a gentle expression will carry far more weight than saying the same words with crossed arms and a dismissive attitude. 9.2. Practicing empathy in conversations. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. When you communicate empathetically, you create a safe space for honest dialogue and mutual respect. Here's how to practice empathy. Listen actively, pay attention to both verbal and nonverbal cues. Notice changes in tone, facial expressions, or body language. Validate their feelings. Acknowledge the other person's emotions, even if you don't agree with their perspective. For instance, "I can see why you'd feel frustrated about this situation." Ask open-ended questions. Encourage the other person to share more by asking questions like, "How did that make you feel?" Or, "What do you think would help resolve this?" By practicing empathy, you'll not only strengthen your relationships but also gain deeper insights into others' perspectives. 10. Real-life applications, bringing it all together. Now that we've covered various techniques and strategies, let's discuss how to apply them in real-life scenarios. Here are 3 common situations where controlling your mouth can make a significant difference. 10.1. Handling workplace conflicts. Workplace conflicts are inevitable, but how you handle them can determine whether they escalate or resolve peacefully. Imagine you're in a disagreement with a colleague over a project deadline. Instead of accusing them of being unproductive, try this approach. Start with empathy. "I understand that this project has been challenging for everyone." State your concern clearly. "However, I'm concerned that missing the deadline might affect our team's reputation." Propose a solution collaboratively. "Let's brainstorm ways to stay on track. What ideas do you have?" This approach fosters teamwork and minimizes defensiveness. 10.2. Navigating family disagreements. Family dynamics can be tricky, especially when emotions run high. Suppose you're arguing with a sibling about household responsibilities. Instead of saying, "You never help around the house," reframe it positively. "I'd really appreciate it if we could divide the chores more evenly. It would make things easier for both of us." By focusing on solutions rather than blame, you increase the likelihood of reaching a compromise. 10.3. Managing social interactions. In social settings, mindful communication can help you build stronger connections. For instance, if a friend shares exciting news, respond enthusiastically. "That's amazing! Congratulations!" On the other hand, if they confide in you about a challenge, offer support. Thank you for trusting me with this. I'm here for you no matter what. These small gestures demonstrate that you value the relationship and care about their well-being. 11. Summary of key takeaways. Before we conclude this chapter, let's recap the key lessons you've learned so far. 1. Words have power. Every word you speak shapes your reality and influences those around you. Choose your words wisely to inspire, heal, and uplift. 2. Pause before you speak. Taking a moment to reflect before speaking prevents impulsive reactions and promotes thoughtful communication. 3. Practice active listening. Listening is just as important as speaking. Show genuine interest in others' perspectives to foster trust and understanding. 4. Use positive language. Frame your words in a way that focuses on solutions, not problems. Positive language creates a supportive environment for growth. 5. Apologize sincerely. When you make a mistake, own up to it and apologize with humility. A genuine apology strengthens relationships. 6. Embrace silence. Don't fear moments of silence. They give both parties time to process and reflect. 7. Communicate empathetically. Practice empathy by validating others' feelings and asking open-ended questions. As Zig Ziglar once said, "The most important persuasion tool you have in your entire arsenal is integrity." By speaking with honesty, kindness, and intention, you'll earn the trust and respect of those around you. Closing thoughts for Chapter 1. Congratulations on completing Chapter 1 of How to Control Your Mouth, Mind, Mood, and Money. You now have a solid foundation for mastering the art of mindful communication. Remember, controlling your mouth isn't about suppressing your thoughts. It's about expressing them in a way that fosters connection, understanding, and growth. Take a moment to reflect on what you've learned today. Which strategies resonate most with you? How can you apply them in your daily life? Write down one action step you'll commit to practicing this week. Whether it's pausing before speaking, using positive language, or embracing silence, every small effort counts. Chapter 2. How to Control Your Mind. In this chapter, we'll explore how to master your thoughts, because your mind is the foundation of everything you do. Whether it's achieving success, building relationships, or finding inner peace, controlling your mind is the key to unlocking your full potential. As Napoleon Hill famously said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." Your thoughts shape your reality, influence your emotions, and determine your actions. By learning to control your mind, you can cultivate a positive mindset, overcome negative thinking patterns, and build mental resilience. Let's dive in. 1. Recognizing negative thought patterns. 1.1. The impact of negative thinking. Negative thoughts are like weeds in a garden. They grow quickly and choke out the beauty of what could flourish. When left unchecked, they can lead to stress, anxiety, and even physical health issues. Have you ever noticed how one negative thought can spiral into a cascade of worries? For example, missing a deadline might make you think, "I'm terrible at my job," which then leads to fears about losing your position or being judged by others. The truth is, negative thinking doesn't just affect your mood, it affects your behavior. When you dwell on pessimistic thoughts, you're less likely to take action, pursue opportunities, or believe in yourself. Over time, this creates a self-fulfilling prophecy where your fears become reality. 1.2. Common negative thought patterns. Psychologists have identified several common negative thought patterns, also known as cognitive distortions. Let's explore a few of them. 1. All or nothing thinking, seeing situations in black and white terms. For example, "If I don't get an A, I'm a failure." 2. Overgeneralization, drawing broad conclusions from a single event. For instance, "I made a mistake, so I'll never succeed." 3. Catastrophizing, expecting the worst-case scenario. For example, "If I don't ace this interview, my career is over." 4. Personalization, blaming yourself for things outside your control. For instance, "My friend seems upset, it must be my fault." These patterns are automatic and often subconscious, but recognizing them is the first step toward breaking free. 1.3. The science behind negative thinking. Research shows that our brains are wired to focus on negativity, a phenomenon known as the negativity bias. This evolutionary trait helped our ancestors survive by alerting them to potential threats. However, in modern life, this bias can work against us, causing us to magnify problems and overlook solutions. The good news is that you can retrain your brain. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural connections, means you can replace negative thought patterns with positive ones. It takes practice, but the results are worth it. 2. Building mental discipline. 2.1. Practicing mindfulness. One of the most effective ways to control your mind is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment without judgment. It helps you observe your thoughts objectively, rather than getting swept away by them. Here's how to practice mindfulness. Focus on your breath. Close your eyes and pay attention to the sensation of your breath entering and leaving your body. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breathing. Observe your thoughts. Imagine your thoughts as clouds drifting across the sky. Notice them without attaching meaning or emotion. Engage your senses. Take a moment to notice what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. This anchors you in the present moment. Mindfulness not only reduces stress but also improves focus and emotional regulation. As John Kabat-Zinn, a pioneer in mindfulness research, once said, "You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." 2.2. Developing a growth mindset. A growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, is essential for controlling your mind. People with a growth mindset embrace challenges, learn from criticism, and persist in the face of setbacks. To cultivate a growth mindset, reframe failures as lessons, instead of saying, "I failed." Say, "This is an opportunity to grow." Celebrate progress, not perfection. Focus on how far you've come rather than how far you have to go. Seek feedback. Constructive criticism is a valuable tool for improvement. For example, Thomas Edison famously viewed his failed attempts to invent the light bulb as stepping stones to success. He once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." 2.3. Setting boundaries for your thoughts. Just as you set boundaries in relationships, you need to set boundaries for your thoughts. This means refusing to entertain unproductive or harmful ideas. For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," challenge that thought by asking, "Is this really true? What evidence supports or contradicts it?" By setting boundaries, you reclaim control over your mental space and create room for positivity and possibility. 3. Techniques to stay focused on goals. Controlling your mind isn't just about eliminating negativity, it's also about staying focused on what truly matters. Here are some techniques to help you maintain clarity and direction. 3.1. Writing down your goals. Writing down your goals transforms vague aspirations into concrete plans. Studies show that people who write down their goals are significantly more likely to achieve them. When you put pen to paper, you activate the reticular activating system, RAS, in your brain, which filters information and prioritizes what's important. Here's how to write effective goals. Be specific, instead of saying, "I want to be healthier." Say, "I will exercise 3 times a week and eat 5 servings of vegetables daily." Set deadlines. Assign timelines to your goals to create urgency. Break them into steps. Divide larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks. For example, if your goal is to start a business, break it down into steps like researching the market, creating a business plan, and securing funding. 3.2. Visualizing success. Visualization is a powerful technique used by athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders to achieve their goals. By vividly imagining yourself succeeding, you program your subconscious mind to work toward that outcome. Here's how to visualize effectively. Create a mental movie. Picture yourself achieving your goal in detail. See the environment, hear the sounds, and feel the emotions. Engage all your senses. The more vivid your visualization, the more impactful it will be. Practice daily. Spend 5 to 10 minutes each day visualizing your success. Olympic gold medalist Michael Phelps once said, I'd visualize every detail of my race before I swim it. Visualization helped him prepare mentally and perform at his peak. 3.3. Practicing gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. It rewires your brain to notice the positives, making it easier to stay motivated and resilient. Here's how to practice gratitude. Keep a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. They can be big or small, anything from a supportive friend to a beautiful sunset. Express gratitude to others. Tell someone why you appreciate them. This strengthens relationships and spreads positivity. Reflect on challenges. Even difficult experiences can teach valuable lessons. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this situation? Research shows that practicing gratitude increases happiness, reduces stress, and improves overall well-being. 4. Real-life examples and exercises. 4.1. Case study, From Doubt to Determination. Let me share the story of Sarah, a young woman who struggled with self-doubt. Despite her talent and hard work, she constantly questioned her abilities. Every setback reinforced her belief that she wasn't cut out for success. Determined to change, Sarah began practicing mindfulness and reframing her thoughts. She started journaling daily, writing down her accomplishments and moments of gratitude. She also visualized herself achieving her dream of becoming a published author. Slowly but surely, her mindset shifted. She stopped seeing failures as reflections of her worth and started viewing them as opportunities to grow. Today, Sarah is a best-selling author whose books inspire thousands of readers worldwide. Her journey proves that controlling your mind is the first step toward achieving greatness. 5. Building emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is the ability to adapt and bounce back from adversity. It's not about avoiding challenges but about developing the mental strength to face them head-on. Controlling your mind plays a crucial role in building this resilience. 5.1. Accepting what you can't control. One of the most liberating realizations you can have is understanding that not everything is within your control. Trying to micromanage every aspect of your life only leads to frustration and exhaustion. Instead, focus on what you can influence: your thoughts, actions, and reactions. Here's how to practice acceptance. Acknowledge reality. Accept situations as they are, without judgment or resistance. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, remind yourself, "This is out of my control. I'll use this time to listen to music or relax." Let go of perfectionism. Perfection is an illusion. Strive for progress, not flawlessness. Focus on solutions. When faced with a problem, ask yourself, "What can I do to improve this situation?" As Epictetus, the ancient Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgments about them." By changing your perspective, you can transform obstacles into opportunities. 5.2. Cultivating self-compassion. Self-compassion is the practice of treating yourself with kindness, especially during difficult times. Many people are quick to criticize themselves for mistakes but hesitate to offer themselves grace. This harsh self-talk erodes confidence and resilience. To cultivate self-compassion, talk to yourself like a friend. If a friend made a mistake, you'd likely offer encouragement rather than criticism. Do the same for yourself. Acknowledge your humanity. Remember that everyone makes mistakes. It's part of being human. Practice mindfulness. Observe your emotions without judgment. For instance, instead of saying, "I shouldn't feel this way," say, "It's okay to feel this way. I'll get through it." Research shows that self-compassion improves emotional well-being and reduces anxiety and depression. By being kind to yourself, you build the inner strength needed to face life's challenges. 5.3. Finding meaning in adversity. Adversity often feels overwhelming, but it can also be a catalyst for growth. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, famously said, "Suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning." Finding purpose in difficult experiences helps you endure and emerge stronger. For example, imagine losing your job, a devastating blow for many. Instead of viewing it as a failure, See it as an opportunity to explore new career paths, develop new skills, or pursue a passion project. By reframing adversity, you transform it into a stepping stone towards success. 6. Avoiding mental traps. Our minds are prone to certain traps that distort reality and hinder progress. Recognizing these traps is essential for controlling your mind effectively. 6.1. The comparison trap. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easy to fall into the comparison trap, measuring your worth against others' achievements. Social media amplifies this tendency, showcasing curated highlight reels that make everyone else's life seem perfect. To avoid the comparison trap, focus on your journey. Remember that everyone's path is unique. Comparing yourself to others only steals joy from your own progress. Limit social media use. Set boundaries for how much time you spend scrolling through feeds. Use apps to track and reduce screen time. Celebrate others' successes. Instead of feeling envious, rejoice in others' accomplishments. Their success doesn't diminish yours, it inspires you. As Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." By focusing inward, you reclaim your happiness and motivation. 6.2. The procrastination trap. Procrastination is a common mental trap that sabotages productivity and increases stress. It stems from fear of failure, fear of success, or fear of the unknown. To overcome procrastination, break tasks into smaller steps. Large projects can feel overwhelming. Divide them into manageable chunks to reduce anxiety. Use the Pomodoro technique. Work in focused intervals, e.g., 25 minutes, followed by short breaks. This boosts concentration and prevents burnout. Reward yourself. Celebrate small wins to stay motivated. For example, treat yourself to a snack or a walk after completing a task. By taking action, even in small ways, you break free from the paralysis of procrastination. 6.3. The overthinking trap. Overthinking occurs when you ruminate excessively on problems without taking action. It drains your energy and clouds your judgment. To combat overthinking, set a time limit. Allocate a specific amount of time to analyze a problem. Once the timer goes off, make a decision and move forward. Distract yourself. Engage in activities that shift your focus, such as exercising, reading, or spending time with loved ones. Seek support. Talk to a trusted friend or mentor for perspective. Sometimes, an outside opinion can provide clarity. As Albert Einstein humorously noted, "You never solve a problem on the level on which it was created." By stepping back, you gain fresh insights and solutions. 7. Inspiring stories, turning challenges into strengths. Let's explore 2 inspiring stories that demonstrate the power of controlling your mind and building resilience. 7.1. Story, From Failure to Fortune. Meet James Dyson, the inventor of the revolutionary bagless vacuum cleaner. Before achieving success, Dyson faced countless failures. He spent 15 years and went through 5,126 prototypes before creating a working model. Each failure taught him something new, fueling his determination to keep going. Today, Dyson is one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. His story reminds us that perseverance and a resilient mindset can turn setbacks into breakthroughs. 7.2. Story, Rising Above Trauma. Consider the story of Malala Yousafzai, the youngest ever Nobel laureate. After surviving an assassination attempt by the Taliban, Malala could have succumbed to fear and anger. Instead, she chose to fight for girls' education with unwavering courage and optimism. Her resilience inspired millions worldwide and sparked global movements for change. Malala's story proves that controlling your mind, even in the face of unimaginable adversity, can lead to extraordinary impact. 8. Real-life applications, turning theory into action. Now that we've explored various strategies for controlling your mind, let's discuss how to apply them in real-life scenarios. These practical examples will help you integrate the lessons into your daily routine. 8.1. Managing stress at work. Workplace stress is a common challenge, but controlling your mind can help you navigate it effectively. Imagine you're overwhelmed by a tight deadline. Instead of panicking, try these steps. Pause and breathe. Take a few deep breaths to calm your nervous system. Reframe the situation instead of thinking, "This is impossible." Say, "This is challenging, but I'll tackle it step by step." Break tasks into smaller steps. Focus on completing one task at a time rather than worrying about the entire project. By staying present and solution-focused, you reduce stress and improve productivity. 8.2. Overcoming self-doubt. Self-doubt can creep in during moments of uncertainty, such as starting a new job or pursuing a passion project. To combat it, visualize success. Picture yourself excelling in the role or completing the project. Challenge negative thoughts. Ask yourself, "Is this thought based on facts or fear?" Seek support. Talk to mentors or friends who can offer encouragement and perspective. Remember, self-doubt is natural, but it doesn't define you. By controlling your mind, you silence the inner critic and embrace your potential. 8.3. Building resilience in relationships. Relationships can be a source of joy and growth, but they also come with challenges. When conflicts arise, use these techniques. Practice empathy. Try to understand the other person's perspective without judgment. Stay solution-focused. Instead of dwelling on the problem, ask, "What can we do to resolve this?" Communicate mindfully. Use positive language and avoid blaming or criticizing. By approaching relationships with a calm and open mind, you foster deeper connections and mutual respect. 9. Summary of key takeaways. Before we conclude this chapter, let's recap the key lessons you've learned so far. 1. Recognize negative thought patterns. Identify cognitive distortions like all-or-nothing thinking, overgeneralization, and catastrophizing. Awareness is the first step toward change. 2. Build mental discipline. Practice mindfulness, develop a growth mindset, and set boundaries for your thoughts. These habits strengthen your mental resilience. 3. Stay focused on goals. Write down your goals, visualize success, and practice gratitude to maintain clarity and motivation. 4. Cultivate emotional resilience. Accept what you can't control, practice self-compassion, and find meaning in adversity. Resilience helps you bounce back from challenges. 5. Avoid mental traps. Steer clear of comparison, procrastination, and overthinking. These traps hinder progress and drain your energy. 6. Apply lessons to real life. Use these strategies to manage stress, overcome self-doubt, and build stronger relationships. As Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By mastering your mind, you take control of your life. 10. Closing thoughts for Chapter 2. Congratulations on completing Chapter 2 of How to Control Your Mouth, Mind, Mood, and Money. You now have a powerful toolkit for controlling your mind, a skill that will serve you in every area of life. Remember, your thoughts are the seeds of your reality. Plant them carefully, nurture them with positivity, and watch them grow into something extraordinary. Take a moment to reflect on what you've learned today. Which strategy resonates most with you? How can you apply it in your daily life? Write down one action step you'll commit to practicing this week. Whether it's journaling your thoughts, visualizing success, or practicing gratitude, every small effort counts. Chapter 3. How to Control Your Mood. In this chapter, we'll explore how to master your emotions, because your mood is the lens through which you experience life. Whether it's joy, anger, sadness, or frustration, your emotions shape your decisions, relationships, and overall well-being. As Aristotle once said, "Anyone can become angry, that is easy. But to be angry with the right person, to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose, and in the right way, that is not easy." Controlling your mood isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about understanding them, regulating them, and using them to enhance your life. Let's dive in. 1. Understanding emotional triggers. 1.1. What are emotional triggers? Emotional triggers are situations, words, or actions that evoke strong emotional reactions. They often stem from past experiences, unmet expectations, or deeply ingrained beliefs. For example, criticism might trigger defensiveness, while rejection might trigger sadness or anger. The key to controlling your mood lies in identifying these triggers. When you know what sets off your emotions, you can prepare yourself to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. 1.2. Common emotional triggers. Here are some common emotional triggers and their effects. Criticism. Feeling judged or attacked can lead to defensiveness or withdrawal. Rejection. Being excluded or dismissed can trigger feelings of inadequacy or loneliness. Uncertainty. Facing ambiguity or lack of control can cause anxiety or frustration. Overwhelm. Juggling too many responsibilities can lead to stress and irritability. By recognizing these triggers, you gain insight into why you feel the way you do, and how to manage those feelings effectively. 1.3. The science behind emotions. Emotions are complex physiological responses that involve your brain, nervous system, and hormones. When you encounter a trigger, your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for processing emotions, sends signals to your body. This triggers the fight, flight, or freeze response, preparing you to deal with perceived threats. While this mechanism was essential for survival in ancient times, it can be counterproductive in modern life. For instance, a heated argument with a loved one might activate the same stress response as encountering a predator in the wild. Learning to regulate your emotions helps you respond appropriately rather than overreacting. 2. Strategies to regulate emotions. Now that we understand emotional triggers, let's explore practical strategies for regulating your mood and staying calm under pressure. 2.1. Practicing deep breathing. Deep breathing is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to regulate your emotions. When you're upset, your breathing becomes shallow and rapid, signaling your body to stay on high alert. By slowing down your breath, you send a message to your brain that it's safe to relax. Here's how to practice deep breathing. Inhale deeply. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath. Pause for 4 seconds to allow oxygen to circulate. Exhale gently. Release your breath through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat this cycle 3 to 5 times. You'll notice your heart rate slowing down and your mind becoming clearer. This technique is especially helpful during moments of anger, anxiety, or overwhelm. 2.2. Reframing negative thoughts. Your thoughts and emotions are closely linked. Negative thoughts fuel negative emotions, creating a vicious cycle. To break free, practice reframing, shifting your perspective to see situations in a more positive light. For example, imagine you're stuck in traffic and feeling frustrated. Instead of thinking, "This is ruining my day," reframe it as, "This is an opportunity to listen to my favorite podcast or enjoy some quiet time." Reframing doesn't change the situation, but it changes how you feel about it. 2.3. Using positive affirmations. Positive affirmations are statements that reinforce self-belief and emotional resilience. Repeating them regularly helps rewire your brain to focus on positivity and possibility. Here are some examples of affirmations you can use. I am calm and in control of my emotions. I choose to respond with kindness and patience. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger. Say these affirmations aloud or write them down daily. Over time, they'll help you cultivate a more balanced and optimistic outlook. 3. Building emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is the ability to adapt and recover from adversity. It's not about avoiding difficult emotions but about developing the strength to face them head-on. Here's how to build emotional resilience. 3.1. Developing self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional regulation. It involves recognizing your emotions, understanding their causes, and acknowledging their impact on your behavior. To develop self-awareness, keep an emotion journal. Write down how you feel throughout the day, along with the events that triggered those feelings. Reflect on patterns. Look for recurring themes or triggers in your journal entries. Ask for feedback. Trusted friends or mentors can offer valuable insights into your emotional tendencies. By becoming more aware of your emotions, you gain greater control over them. 3.2. Practicing gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to negative emotions. It shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life, fostering contentment and peace. Here's how to practice gratitude. Start a gratitude list. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big or small, anything from a supportive friend to a beautiful sunset. Express gratitude to others. Tell someone why you appreciate them. This strengthens relationships and spreads positivity. Reflect on challenges. Even difficult experiences can teach valuable lessons. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this situation? Research shows that practicing gratitude increases happiness, reduces stress, and improves overall well-being. By focusing on the positives, you create a buffer against negativity. 3.3. Cultivating compassion. Compassion, both for yourself and others, is essential for emotional balance. When you treat yourself and others with kindness, you reduce conflict and foster harmony. To cultivate compassion. Practice self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself during difficult times. Remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes and faces challenges. Empathize with others. Try to understand their feelings and perspectives without judgment. Perform acts of kindness. Small gestures, like holding the door open or offering a compliment, can brighten someone's day, and yours. As the Dalai Lama once said, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. 4. Real-life examples and exercises. 4.1. Case study, From Anger to Calm. Let me share the story of Mark, a manager who struggled with anger management. He often snapped at his team during stressful periods, damaging morale and trust. Determined to change, Mark began practicing mindfulness and emotional regulation techniques. He started by identifying his triggers, tight deadlines, miscommunication, and unexpected setbacks. Then, he implemented strategies like deep breathing and reframing negative thoughts. Over time, Mark noticed a significant shift. He became calmer, more patient, and better equipped to handle challenges. His team noticed the change too, describing him as a supportive and inspiring leader. Mark's journey demonstrates that controlling your mood is possible with dedication and practice. 5. Managing stress and anxiety. Stress and anxiety are common emotional challenges that can disrupt your mood and overall well-being. Learning to manage them effectively is essential for maintaining emotional balance. 5.1. Identifying sources of stress. The first step in managing stress is identifying its sources. These can be external factors, such as work deadlines, financial pressures, or relationship conflicts, or internal factors, like perfectionism or negative self-talk. To identify your stressors. Keep a stress journal. Write down situations that make you feel overwhelmed, along with your physical and emotional responses. Look for patterns. Are there recurring themes or triggers? For example, do you feel stressed every time you have a meeting with your boss? By pinpointing the root causes of your stress, you can address them more effectively. 5.2. Practicing relaxation techniques. Relaxation techniques help calm your nervous system and reduce stress levels. Here are a few methods you can try. Progressive muscle relaxation, PMR. Tense and then relax each muscle group in your body, starting from your toes and working up to your head. This releases physical tension and promotes relaxation. Guided imagery. Close your eyes and imagine a peaceful scene, such as a beach or forest. Focus on the details, the sounds, smells, and sensations, to transport your mind to a calm place. Mindful meditation. Spend a few minutes focusing on your breath or repeating a calming mantra. This helps quiet your mind and reduce anxiety. These techniques are especially helpful during high-pressure moments, such as before a presentation or after a stressful day. 5.3. Setting healthy boundaries. One of the most effective ways to manage stress is by setting boundaries, both with others and with yourself. Overcommitting or saying yes to everything can lead to burnout and resentment. To set healthy boundaries. Learn to say no. Politely decline requests that don't align with your priorities or capacity. For example, I appreciate the opportunity, but I need to focus on my current projects. Delegate tasks. Share responsibilities with others to lighten your load. Prioritize self-care. Make time for activities that recharge you, such as exercise, reading, or spending time with loved ones. By protecting your time and energy, you create space for peace and joy in your life. 6. Building emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. It's a critical skill for controlling your mood and building strong relationships. 6.1. Developing self-regulation. Self-regulation is the ability to control impulsive reactions and respond thoughtfully. It involves pausing before acting, considering the consequences, and choosing a constructive response. To develop self-regulation, pause before reacting. When you feel triggered, take a deep breath and count to 10 before responding. Ask yourself guiding questions. Will this reaction help me achieve my goals? Or, how will this impact my relationships? Practice patience. Remind yourself that not every situation requires an immediate response. For example, if a colleague criticizes your work, instead of lashing out defensively, pause and say, "Thank you for your feedback. I'll consider it carefully." 6.2. Enhancing empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It strengthens connections and fosters mutual respect. To enhance empathy, listen actively, pay attention to both verbal and nonverbal cues. Notice changes in tone, facial expressions, or body language. Validate their feelings. Acknowledge the other person's emotions, even if you don't agree with their perspective. For instance, "I can see why you'd feel frustrated about this situation." Put yourself in their shoes. Imagine how you would feel in their position. This helps you respond with compassion and understanding. Empathy not only improves relationships but also creates a supportive environment where everyone feels valued. 6.3. Strengthening social skills. Social skills are the foundation of effective communication and collaboration. They include active listening, conflict resolution, and teamwork. To strengthen social skills, be present. Give others your full attention during conversations. Avoid distractions like your phone or multitasking. Communicate clearly. Use I statements to express your feelings without blaming others. For example, "I feel concerned when deadlines are missed." Resolve conflicts constructively. Focus on finding solutions rather than assigning blame. Ask, "What can we do to move forward?" By honing your social skills, you build stronger, healthier relationships that contribute to emotional well-being. 7. Inspiring stories, turning challenges into growth. Let's explore 2 inspiring stories that demonstrate the power of controlling your mood and building emotional resilience. 7.1. Story, From Burnout to Balance. Meet Sarah, a marketing executive who experienced severe burnout after years of overworking herself. She constantly felt stressed, irritable, and disconnected from her loved ones. Determined to reclaim her life, Sarah began prioritizing self-care and setting boundaries. She started by scheduling regular breaks throughout her day, practicing mindfulness meditation, and saying no to non-essential tasks. Over time, Sarah noticed a profound shift. She became calmer, more focused, and better equipped to handle challenges. Her relationships improved, and she rediscovered her passion for her work. Sarah's story reminds us that taking care of your emotional health is not selfish, it's essential for long-term success and happiness. 7.2. Story, Finding Peace Amidst Chaos. Consider the story of Nelson Mandela, one of history's greatest leaders. During his 27 years in prison, Mandela faced unimaginable hardships. Yet, he maintained his composure and optimism, using his time to reflect, learn, and plan for a better future. Mandela once said, "Do not judge me by my successes, judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again." His resilience and emotional control inspired millions worldwide and paved the way for monumental change. Mandela's story proves that controlling your mood, even in the face of adversity, can lead to extraordinary impact. 8. Real-life applications, turning theory into action. Now that we've explored various strategies for controlling your mood, let's discuss how to apply them in real-life scenarios. These practical examples will help you integrate the lessons into your daily routine. 8.1. Managing emotional outbursts at home. Family dynamics can be emotionally charged, especially during stressful times. Imagine you're having a disagreement with your partner about household responsibilities. Instead of raising your voice or walking away, try these steps. Pause and breathe. Take a moment to calm yourself before responding. Acknowledge their feelings. Say something like, "I understand you're feeling overwhelmed. Let's figure this out together." Propose solutions collaboratively. For example, how about we create a schedule to divide tasks more evenly? By staying calm and solution-focused, you prevent conflicts from escalating and foster mutual understanding. 8.2. Staying calm during high-stress situations. High-stress situations, such as public speaking or job interviews, can trigger anxiety and self-doubt. To stay composed, visualize success. Picture yourself performing confidently and receiving positive feedback. Use affirmations. Repeat calming statements like, "I am prepared and capable." Focus on the present. Concentrate on one task at a time rather than worrying about the outcome. These techniques help you channel nervous energy into productive action. 8.3. Building emotional resilience at work. Workplace challenges, such as tight deadlines or difficult colleagues, can test your emotional resilience. To navigate them effectively, practice empathy. Try to understand others' perspectives without judgment. Set boundaries. Politely decline requests that exceed your capacity. Seek support. Talk to trusted colleagues or mentors for guidance and encouragement. By managing your emotions, you maintain professionalism and build stronger relationships. 9. Summary of key takeaways. Before we conclude this chapter, let's recap the key lessons you've learned so far. 1. Understand emotional triggers. Identify what sets off your emotions to prepare for thoughtful responses. 2. Regulate emotions. Use techniques like deep breathing, reframing, and positive affirmations to stay calm under pressure. 3. Build emotional resilience. Cultivate self-awareness, practice gratitude, and develop compassion to handle adversity. 4. Manage stress and anxiety. Set healthy boundaries, practice relaxation techniques, and prioritize self-care. 5. Enhance emotional intelligence. Strengthen self-regulation, empathy, and social skills to improve relationships. 6. Apply lessons to real life. Use these strategies to manage conflicts, stay calm in high-pressure situations, and thrive at work and home. As Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, once said, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response." By mastering your mood, you take control of your life. 10. Closing thoughts for Chapter 3. Congratulations on completing Chapter 3 of How to Control Your Mouth, Mind, Mood, and Money. You now have a powerful toolkit for controlling your mood, a skill that will serve you in every area of life. Remember, your emotions are natural, but they don't have to control you. By understanding and regulating them, you create a foundation for peace, joy, and resilience. Take a moment to reflect on what you've learned today. Which strategy resonates most with you? How can you apply it in your daily life? Write down one action step you'll commit to practicing this week. Whether it's journaling your emotions, practicing mindfulness, or setting boundaries, every small effort counts. Chapter 4. How to Control Your Money. In this chapter, we'll explore how to master your finances. Because money is more than just numbers. It's a tool that shapes your freedom, security, and future. Whether you're striving for financial independence, saving for a dream, or simply seeking peace of mind, controlling your money is the key to achieving your goals. As Warren Buffett wisely said, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." This simple yet profound principle reminds us that financial success begins with intentionality and discipline. By learning to manage your money wisely, you can create a life filled with abundance, not just in wealth, but in opportunities, experiences, and fulfillment. 1. Assessing your financial situation. 1.1. Why self-assessment matters. Before you can take control of your finances, you need to understand where you currently stand. Many people avoid looking at their financial situation because they fear what they might find: debt, overspending, or missed opportunities. However, self-assessment is the first step toward financial empowerment. It gives you clarity, identifies areas for improvement, and sets the foundation for meaningful change. 1.2. Conducting a financial audit. A financial audit involves reviewing your income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. Here's how to conduct one. Track your income. List all sources of income, including your salary, side hustles, investments, or passive income streams. Analyze your expenses. Categorize your spending into fixed costs, e.g., rent, utilities, and variable costs, e.g., dining out, entertainment. Use apps like Mint or Anab. You need a budget to simplify this process. Evaluate your net worth. Subtract your liabilities, debts, from your assets, savings, property, investments. This gives you a snapshot of your financial health. For example, imagine Sarah, a young professional who decided to audit her finances. She discovered that while her income was decent, her monthly subscriptions and impulse purchases were eating into her savings. Armed with this knowledge, she canceled unused subscriptions and set a strict budget for discretionary spending. Within 6 months, her savings doubled. 1.3. Identifying financial goals. Once you've assessed your current situation, it's time to define your financial goals. These goals provide direction and motivation for your financial journey. They can be short-term, e.g., building an emergency fund, medium-term, e.g., buying a car, or long-term, e.g., retiring early. To set effective financial goals, be specific. Instead of saying, "I want to save more," say, "I will save $10,000 for a down payment on a house within 2 years." Make them measurable. Break your goals into smaller milestones to track progress. Align them with your values. Ensure your goals reflect what truly matters to you, whether it's travel, education, or family. As Tony Robbins once said, "Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible." By setting clear financial goals, you transform abstract dreams into tangible achievements. 2. Creating a budget and sticking to it. 2.1. The importance of budgeting. A budget is more than just a list of numbers. It's a roadmap for your financial life. It helps you allocate resources wisely, prioritize spending, and avoid unnecessary debt. Without a budget, it's easy to lose track of where your money goes and fall into financial stress. 2.2. Steps to create a budget. Creating a budget doesn't have to be complicated. Follow these steps to design a plan that works for you. 1. Calculate your total income. Include all sources of income, such as your salary, freelance earnings, or rental income. 2. List your expenses. Divide them into essential, needs, and non-essential, wants. Examples of needs include housing, groceries, and healthcare, while wants include dining out, entertainment, and luxury items. 3. Set spending limits. Allocate a specific amount to each category based on your priorities. For instance, aim to spend no more than 50% of your income on needs, 30% on wants, and save at least 20%, the 50/30/20 rule. 4. Track your spending. Regularly review your expenses to ensure you're staying within your limits. Adjust as needed to stay on track. For example, John, a recent college graduate, struggled with credit card debt due to overspending. He created a budget using the 50/30/20 rule and automated his savings. Within a year, he paid off his debt and started building an emergency fund. 2.3. Tips for sticking to your budget. Sticking to a budget requires discipline and consistency. Here are some tips to help you stay committed. Automate savings. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account each payday. Out of sight, out of mind. Use cash for discretionary spending. Paying with cash instead of cards reduces the temptation to overspend. Celebrate small wins. Reward yourself when you hit milestones, like paying off a credit card or sticking to your budget for a month. As Dave Ramsey famously said, A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. By following a budget, you regain control over your financial destiny. 3. Smart saving and investing strategies. 3.1. Building an emergency fund. An emergency fund is your financial safety net. It protects you from unexpected expenses, such as medical bills, car repairs, or job loss. Without one, you may be forced to rely on credit cards or loans, which can lead to debt. To build an emergency fund, start small. Aim to save $1,000 initially, then gradually increase it to cover 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. Keep it accessible. Store your emergency fund in a high-yield savings account for easy access and growth. Prioritize it. Treat your emergency fund like a non-negotiable expense. Automate contributions to ensure steady growth. For instance, Maria, a single mother, prioritized building an emergency fund after facing unexpected medical bills. Within a year, she saved $5,000, giving her peace of mind and financial security. 3.2. Understanding investment basics. Investing is one of the most powerful ways to grow your wealth over time. While it may seem intimidating, understanding the basics can help you make informed decisions. Here's a quick overview of common investment options. Stocks represent ownership in a company. They offer high returns but come with higher risks. Bonds, loans you give to governments or corporations in exchange for interest payments. They're generally safer than stocks. Real estate involves buying property to generate rental income or capital appreciation. Index funds/ETFs, diversified portfolios that track market indices, offering stability and growth potential. To start investing, educate yourself. Read books like The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham or take online courses. Start small. Begin with low-cost index funds or ETFs if you're new to investing. Think long-term. Focus on consistent growth rather than short-term gains. As Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, once said, "Investing is not about being rich, it's about being free." By investing wisely, you secure your financial future and create opportunities for growth. 3.3. Avoiding common investment mistakes. Many people make costly mistakes when starting to invest. Here are some pitfalls to avoid. Emotional decision-making. Don't panic sell during market downturns or chase trends without research. Lack of diversification. Spreading your investments across different asset classes reduces risk. Ignoring fees. High management fees can eat into your returns over time. Opt for low-cost options whenever possible. By staying disciplined and informed, you maximize your chances of success. 4. Real-life examples and exercises. 4.1. Case study, From Debt to Financial Freedom. Let me share the story of David, a teacher who struggled with $40,000 in student loan debt. Determined to regain control, he adopted the snowball method, a strategy where you pay off debts from smallest to largest, regardless of interest rates. David started by tackling his smallest debt while making minimum payments on others. Each time he paid off a debt, he celebrated the win and rolled the freed-up funds into paying off the next debt. Within 3 years, he became debt-free and began focusing on building wealth through saving and investing. David's journey proves that with determination and smart strategies, anyone can overcome financial challenges. 5. Avoiding common financial pitfalls. Even with the best intentions, many people fall into financial traps that derail their progress. Recognizing these pitfalls is essential for maintaining control over your money. 5.1. The trap of lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation occurs when your spending increases as your income grows. While it's natural to want to enjoy the fruits of your labor, unchecked lifestyle inflation can prevent you from achieving long-term financial goals. To avoid this trap, set a cap on discretionary spending. Decide in advance how much of your raise or bonus you'll allocate to savings and investments. Focus on experiences, not possessions. Prioritize spending on things that bring lasting joy, such as travel or education, rather than material goods that lose value quickly. Automate savings. Redirect additional income directly into savings or investment accounts before you have a chance to spend it. For example, Emily, a marketing manager, received a significant raise after a promotion. Instead of upgrading her lifestyle, she increased her retirement contributions and invested in rental property. Within 5 years, her passive income streams allowed her to achieve financial independence. 5.2. The danger of credit card debt. Credit cards can be a convenient tool, but they often lead to debt if misused. High interest rates and minimum payments make it easy to accumulate balances that take years to pay off. To use credit cards responsibly. Pay off your balance in full each month. Avoid carrying a balance to prevent interest charges. Limit the number of cards you own. Having too many cards can lead to overspending and missed payments. Monitor your credit score. Regularly check your credit report to ensure accuracy and identify areas for improvement. As Susie Orman, a renowned financial advisor, once said, "Debt is bondage. You can't be free until you're out of debt." By avoiding credit card debt, you protect your financial freedom. 5.3. The myth of get-rich-quick schemes. The allure of quick wealth, whether through gambling, risky investments, or pyramid schemes, can be tempting. However, these schemes rarely deliver on their promises and often leave participants worse off financially. To avoid falling for scams, do your research. Verify the legitimacy of any opportunity before committing funds. Be skeptical of guarantees. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Stick to proven strategies. Focus on building wealth through consistent saving, investing, and budgeting. Remember, financial success is a marathon, not a sprint. Patience and discipline are your greatest allies. 6. Building wealth through discipline. Building wealth requires more than just earning a high income. It demands consistency, planning, and smart decision-making. Here's how to cultivate the habits that lead to financial prosperity. 6.1. Practicing delayed gratification. Delayed gratification, the ability to resist short-term temptations in favor of long-term rewards, is a cornerstone of financial success. It's what allows you to save for retirement instead of splurging on luxury items or invest in your future instead of indulging in instant pleasures. To practice delayed gratification, set clear priorities. Identify what truly matters to you and align your spending with those values. Visualize your goals. Keep reminders of your financial aspirations, such as pictures of your dream home or a vision board of your ideal lifestyle. Celebrate milestones. Reward yourself for sticking to your plan, but keep rewards within your budget. For instance, Alex, an entrepreneur, dreamed of starting his own business. Instead of buying expensive gadgets or taking lavish vacations, he saved diligently for 3 years. When he finally launched his company, he had enough capital to sustain it through its early stages. His patience paid off. His business now generates 6 figures annually. 6.2. Automating financial habits. Automation removes the need for constant willpower, making it easier to stick to your financial plan. By setting up automatic transfers and payments, you ensure that your savings and bills are handled without requiring daily effort. To automate your finances, set up direct deposits. Allocate a portion of your paycheck to savings and investment accounts. Use bill pay services. Schedule automatic payments for recurring expenses like utilities and subscriptions. Invest regularly. Use dollar cost averaging to invest fixed amounts at regular intervals, regardless of market conditions. By automating your financial habits, you create a system that works for you, even when life gets busy. 6.3. Embracing frugality without sacrifice. Frugality doesn't mean living a life of deprivation. It means being intentional with your spending. It's about finding ways to save without sacrificing the things that bring you joy. To embrace frugality, shop strategically. Look for discounts, coupons, and sales before making purchases. DIY where possible. Save money by doing tasks yourself, such as home repairs or meal prep. Prioritize value over price. Invest in quality items that last longer, even if they cost more upfront. For example, Lisa, a graphic designer, loves fashion but hates overspending. She shops during seasonal sales, buys second-hand clothing from thrift stores, and learns to tailor her own outfits. Not only does she save money, but she also develops a unique personal style. 7. Inspiring stories, turning challenges into wealth. Let's explore 2 inspiring stories that demonstrate the power of controlling your money and building wealth through discipline. 7.1. Story, From Bankruptcy to Business Success. Meet James, a small business owner who faced bankruptcy after his first venture failed. Instead of giving up, he took responsibility for his mistakes and committed to learning from them. He read books on personal finance, attended seminars, and sought mentorship from successful entrepreneurs. James adopted a minimalist lifestyle, cutting unnecessary expenses and focusing on rebuilding his credit. Within 5 years, he launched a new business, a sustainable packaging company, that became highly profitable. Today, he mentors others on financial resilience and entrepreneurship. James's story reminds us that setbacks are opportunities in disguise, if you approach them with determination and a growth mindset. 7.2. Story, Building Generational Wealth. Consider the story of Maya, a single mother who grew up in poverty. Determined to provide a better life for her children, she prioritized financial education and disciplined saving. She worked multiple jobs, lived below her means, and invested consistently in low-cost index funds. Over time, Maya built a portfolio worth millions, allowing her to retire early and fund her children's education. Her legacy extends beyond wealth. She instilled in her children the importance of financial literacy and generosity. Maya's journey proves that with perseverance and smart choices, anyone can break the cycle of financial struggle and create lasting prosperity. 8. Real-life applications, turning theory into action. Now that we've explored various strategies for controlling your money, let's discuss how to apply them in real-life scenarios. These practical examples will help you integrate the lessons into your daily routine. 8.1. Managing debt effectively. Debt can feel overwhelming, but with a structured approach, you can regain control. Imagine you're juggling multiple debts: student loans, credit card balances, and a car loan. Here's how to tackle them. Choose a repayment strategy. Use the snowball method, paying off smallest debts first, for quick wins, or the avalanche method, paying off highest interest debts first, to save on interest. Negotiate lower interest rates. Contact your creditors to request reduced rates or better terms. Many are willing to work with you if you demonstrate commitment. Avoid new debt. Cut up unnecessary credit cards and focus on living within your means. For example, Mark, a software engineer, used the avalanche method to pay off $50,000 in student loans. By prioritizing high-interest debts and automating payments, he became debt-free in 4 years. 8.2. Saving for major life goals. Whether it's buying a home, starting a family, or retiring early, saving for major goals requires planning and discipline. To achieve these milestones, break down the goal. Determine how much you need and set monthly savings targets. For instance, if you want to save $60,000 for a down payment in 5 years, aim to save $1,000 per month. Open dedicated accounts. Use separate savings accounts for different goals to avoid mixing funds. Adjust as needed. Revisit your plan regularly to account for changes in income, expenses, or priorities. For instance, Rachel, a nurse, saved for her dream wedding by setting aside $500 each month in a high-yield savings account. Within 2 years, she had enough to cover all expenses without going into debt. 8.3. Investing for long-term growth. Investing is one of the most effective ways to build wealth over time. To start investing wisely, start small. Begin with low-cost index funds or ETFs if you're new to investing. Diversify your portfolio. Spread your investments across stocks, bonds, and real estate to reduce risk. Stay consistent. Contribute regularly, even during market downturns, to take advantage of dollar-cost averaging. As Warren Buffett advises, the stock market is designed to transfer money from the active to the patient. By staying disciplined, you maximize your chances of long-term success. 9. Summary of key takeaways. Before we conclude this chapter, let's recap the key lessons you've learned so far. 1. Assess your financial situation. Conduct a financial audit to understand your income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. Identify areas for improvement and set clear financial goals. 2. Create and stick to a budget. Allocate your resources wisely using tools like the 50/30/20 rule. Automate savings and track your spending to stay on track. 3. Build an emergency fund. Save 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses to protect yourself from unexpected costs. 4. Invest wisely. Educate yourself on investment basics, diversify your portfolio, and avoid common pitfalls like emotional decision-making. 5. Avoid financial pitfalls. Steer clear of lifestyle inflation, credit card debt, and get-rich-quick schemes. Practice delayed gratification and embrace frugality. 6. Apply lessons to real life. Use these strategies to manage debt, save for goals, and invest for long-term growth. As Robert Kiyosaki once said, "It's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep." By mastering your finances, you secure your future and create opportunities for abundance. 10. Closing thoughts for Chapter 4. You now have a powerful toolkit for controlling your money, a skill that will serve you throughout your life. Remember, financial success isn't about luck or privilege, it's about intentionality, discipline, and smart decision-making. Take a moment to reflect on what you've learned today. Which strategy resonates most with you? How can you apply it in your daily life? Write down one action step you'll commit to practicing this week. Whether it's creating a budget, starting an emergency fund, or investing for the first time, every small effort counts.